Next is Marathi Bhajan, Namostute.
ॐ त्वमेव सचत् श्रीगणेशः सचत् Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sashat, Shri Ganesha Sashat, Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sashat, Shri Ganesha Sashat, Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Shri Surya Devata. Om Tvameva Sashat, Shri Surya Devata Sashat, Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Both hands on our laps. Attention on Shri Mataji's photograph. Let's feel the vibrations coming from the photograph. Salutation to Shri Mataji in her form of Shri Surya. She is the queen of the Sahara. Let's say to Shri Mataji, please develop Shri Ganesha and Shri Surya's powers inside us. Now, let's bow down to the holy lotus feet of Shri Mataji and express our love and recognition. And with full attention at the top of the head, let's rise the Kundalini and collect the Panda. Now, let's receive with full attention inside the names of Shri Surya.
They are supposed to be XYZ from Oxford and ABCD from Cambridge. They have got first class first and this and that. If you go into their rooms, you'll find it's a pigsty. You don't know where you have landed. I mean, you don't believe that it belongs to any educated person. There's no sense of responsibility left in their head. I mean, this energy that is working in the head, if it is not put into a responsible channel, no wonder we find every third person is a paranoid. Something wrong with the brain. What is wrong with the brain is that so much energy is here and you are not channelizing it at all. Why? What ways are we to channelize it? Even after realization, I find people have no respect for anything. Sometimes it's more surprising that with all this brain activity going on, they get all the satisfaction from the spirit. They are raising the Kundalini, all that, but they have lost that capacity to be responsive. And that's why in Sahaja Yoga also they are not responsive. This goes on not only about their own private work, but about Sahaja, about everything. So this quality of mind has no heart. It has heart in nothing. Supposing I am telling you something, I don't know what Sahaja Yoga is as such, but now I've seen with people, you give them a lecture for 1 hour, it's long, finished. They are just the same. What has happened? It's only the vibrations. It's only how you work it out that the life changes and all that. But as far as they are concerned, nothing is recorded in the memory. Sometimes I feel, how do I talk? Is it too much on their heads or below their feet? Where is it flowing? So the reason is that the heart is not. If you register it through your heart, you will do it. If you put your heart into things, you will do it. The heart is, as I told you, is chicken heart. Is absolutely chicken hearted. And that's why this is what is lacking in our character. For that, now the stage has reached, we have to raise our right side, not the left side. Our right side is absolutely finished. And there, the leader of the right side are two persons. The deities are two persons. Of course, Brahmadeva is the one who is the creator, who has created this universe, and who is the one who is busy still creating and doing lots of things for you people. But I would suggest that we have to pay attention to two ideals we had in the history for this to understand what sort of ideals we should have. Because the right side is a Rajoguna. It's the one by which you become majestic, you become royal, you achieve all the Rajoguna as you know that. Now, two persons are really to be followed in this. One of them is Shri Ram. Shri Ram resides on the right hand and is the father. He is the father and he is the fatherhood. He is the one who came on this earth to teach us how to be a father as a king. He is a father king. He is a benevolent king, which was described before Plato. He is the benevolent. He was the ideal who came on this earth to teach us how to be responsible to others, how to respect others, how to understand the feelings of others. To such an extent he went that he had to sacrifice his own wife for the sake of his own state. He did that, and he had to ask his wife, who was pregnant, to go and live with a very great sage. One may say that what was he doing about his wife? She was the goddess. She was so remarkable that he was not bothered about her. He was so sure of her powers that he did it. And there is nothing wrong in leaving things to the goddess to do, instead of meddling with her all the time. But this gentleman, Sri Rama, understood the responsibility of a king. And that responsibility is lacking in us. that responsibility towards ourselves and towards others. It is very, very surprising. I mean, I came from India. I had never met Englishmen at these close quarters. Till I came to England, I should say. Because before that we met was missionaries. Missionaries were terribly responsible for converting all the people into Christianity. They would get up early in the morning, take their Bibles, go around to all the places, clean all the dirty lanes, and clean all the children like picnic papers, you see. Clean all the dirty people there, kiss them, and do all the impressive things to convert the people. They would go even to the forest to convert them. They were so responsible about it, and they felt they have to do it. This is God's job. They are doing God's job. They must convert. And they went on with this, and that's how some of the people I met. Then the rulers were extremely responsible. They were ruthless. They thought it was the greatest thing they were doing was to spread British Raj, and that was their responsibility. When it comes to spreading God's Raj, we are not. First of all, in our own lives, we should see, are we responsible? Now, in the modern times, I find that we have got rid of that sense of responsibility. It's called as a sense of diminishing responsibility. We'll just say, yes, I know, I shouldn't. I know, I shouldn't. I can't understand. If you have a heart, how can you say that? That I know I should not have. I know I should have been here. The reason is there is no heart, and the heart always catches when your right side overacts. That means your brain is acting too much, and there is no real action, the output of it. You think too much and do not put it to practice. I should have gone, I should have done this, I should have said so. And this is the problem with our right side. Now, among our Sahaja also, I find people have the problem of the right side. To worship the right side, we have to see to Shri. How he felt responsible for the whole. How he used to look after people. How he looked after the things of other people. How he behaved towards other people. That's a very important thing which we have to learn. But I find people coming, if it is somebody else's, they'll throw. They will just jump into something and say that, all right, this is my house, I just settle down here the way I like. There's no sense of responsibility at all about it, that you have come to somebody else's house. You have to have some care about it. In the same way, you have to know, you have come in the world of God. This is the kingdom of God, where you have entered. You have been a stranger. Today you are a guest in this house. What are you doing about it? How are you behaving? Are you responsible? Are you like Sri Rama, who took upon himself all the problems of the world, and still he was so responsible? He would not do anything even this much to disturb a person. As far as possible, he would like to try to console and to have the formalities of good living. Formality is meant for good living and good understanding. Unless and until you have this sense of responsibility, your collectivity cannot be all right. You cannot be collectively all right. You need not be a machine for that. There is no need to be machine like Japanese, only one person says the another doesn't. But this one kind of a funny individualism that you have got will never give you that collectivity that is expected of certain. We all have to be one, being responsible for each other. Not only for 1 or 2 persons because he's my friend, he's my husband, he's my wife, but for all of us. We have to be responsible for them, for their things, for their children, for their house, for everything. We have to be responsible. And if this sense of responsibility is lacking, how will you have responsibility for your self-realization? Only it can be a self-centered thing, thinking that I'm very much better, my powers are better, I must have more powers. But if you do not have this sense of responsibility, why should God also give you powers? The main thing is your right side is completely weak. That is the Surya Nadi. That is the Nadi which is called as the Nadi by which people hold their prana. So it gives you the prana shakti. Is the prana shakti within you? which is the vital force of energy within you, which is lacking. Now this lacking is added up by your heart. At least for a man like that, whose prana shakti is exhausted, at least for such a man, if the heart is there, he can really use that power which is accumulating in the head and exhausting him, like eating up his brain, if he has the heart. Now this is what I have told you last time, that the right side of human beings is very important when it comes to Sahaja. Because when the Kundalini rises, your right side is also a victim. Now the question is why Sahaja Yoga does not spread in England so far. It's a very good question many people have asked. While in Australia, it spread so far. The reason is the right side is missing. The right side to be awakened, first of all, there should be some right side. If there is no right side, what do you awaken? If there is no light at all, what are you going to awaken? There has to be a lamp to be awakened. So all these topics and talks that we have in the society, I know, and then you ask them, I don't. How are you? Right. All these actions and all that, one should give up. One should know that you have to be responsible. That's a very, very important thing of life. I personally think unless and until you feel that responsibility, that heart into Sahaja Yoga, you will enjoy just my talk as you would enjoy anything else. Real enjoyment comes when the spirit really blows out vibration. You are taking my vibrations, all right, you are feeling them. But what about yours? Are you blowing your vibrations out or they are just taking your breath? Simple question is, are you blowing any vibrations outside? We have some Sahaja Yogis, when they just enter into a house, immediately, everyone feels it. Everyone can feel it that somebody has come. Immediately the whole thing cools down. You know that somebody has come. There are some here also, not that there are none, but there are few people. You have to blow out vibrations, otherwise you are just a liability to yourself. Why don't you blow out vibrations? Because you don't feel responsible. In your day-to-day life, morning till evening, you have to see that you develop this instrument of responsibility within you. Otherwise, the vibrations won't flow. Because the main reason is that our nervous system comes to us through our right side. Our nervous system is built up by our right side. All the elements within us have built up. If the elements are weakened, if the chakras which are made by these elements, as you know, all these chakras are made by elements. If the pot is weak, nothing is going to work out. You should be able to hold that water of love, or you can say the water of bliss, and should be able to pour it out to others. Unless and until you are able to do that, Sahaja Yoga won't spread. It will spread very slowly. This is the difference, I feel, between English and Australian. That the quality of mind is 1,000 times better than Australians. They are not scholars. I found very few people there who are even graduates. Here everybody is a PhD or maybe MAD. But they are all very well educated. Despite all that, Sahaja Yoga does not spread out. Why? The reason is the quality of mind is good, but the action is extremely poor, because you are exhausted, tired, you are fighting in the mind. You are not doing anything by which you blow it out. The right side is what you call the Brahmadevas division. And the Brahma Shakti, as they call it. This is the power of Brahma, which is flowing through you. We call it the power of the spirit. It's true. But the spirit, the power of the spirit, flows on your central nervous system. If there is the electricity all stored up here, and there are very weak wires, what can you do with all that stored up energy? The wires have to be improved, and for this wire, your right side has to be improved immensely. Every minute you have to be responsible. This is what is lacking. Then I find when some people who are responsible, they feel extremely hurt. They feel that they should really shout and scream and should do something. They don't know that these are really the saints. They are realized souls. They are great people, no doubt. But their right side is weakened. But that is not a great thing to accept. It's a very bad thing. But that doesn't mean you should feel guilty again, I'm saying. Because very nice, this is the way we manage, is to feel guilty. Because feeling guilty is the best way. I'm sorry, I should have done it. I know. Then how can you improve? If you have a pouch here filled up all the time with responsibility denied, all the junk you have created out of that, you are pushing it into that pouch. And then you say, yes, I know, I should not have done it. Now what can you do? As a mother, you can't say you hang yourself by the nearest tree. What do? And I just look at you flabbergasted. I said, really? I said, yes, I should have done, but I haven't done. For example, I tell somebody, you better cook for 10 people. That's how you are at a standstill. You really don't know how to deal. The point is, in all this talking of spirit and God, one has to know the vehicle has to be better. The vehicle is so very poor that it cannot carry, otherwise you will emit vibrations like this. I know you can. Wherever you stand, you will attract. People must gather around. You'll be amazed. I went to Australia for how many months? At the most, a month or so. I came back from there. Already 7 centers have started, and every center has got at least 300 regular people. It is not to feel guilty. I'm not saying, but to awaken yourself, to arise to this point, to be elated with understanding that you have to rise up to that point and that you have to take up that position because you are the warriors of truth. You are the people who are seekers, you have been for ages, and you have no business to be irresponsible. You have to do it. It is my earnest desire that you understand what I'm saying. Just sitting, meditating, putting hands towards me or towards the photograph is not everything. You are still receiving. You are still at a receiving end. You have to be on the giving end. How will you do it? You get so many vibrations sometimes that you cannot feel after some time. It's so filled. The picture is so much filled. But what about pouring it out? Why you cannot pour it out? The reason is that the vehicle within you, which is the right side, is the Pingala Nadi, is out of here. And this is what one has to understand. That can be built up only when you know about Sri Rama's life, the way he led his life. Every minute of his life was dynamic. Not a single minute he wasted in life. Every minute, whether he was in the forest or he went to a place with his wife when he was in exile. And there, he knew his wife was a very shy lady and she could not take her bath in the open. So, there's a rock which is completely hewn out. Such a big rock hewn out, can you imagine? Inside, there is a water tap sort of a thing coming out. There's a water coming. So that there's stone here, stone there, and at the end of it, there's an opening. So that there's light coming from this side and light coming from this side. But inside nobody can see. There are trees with which it is. There are trees which are called as shikakai, means that's a kind of a soap-giving trees are created by him for his mind. Anywhere he lived, he created a new dimension, a new house, a new style of life. Of course, he was an incarnation, you can say. But he is your ideal, and not those people who sit out for hours together, drinking something and thinking they are great martyrs. I see all of them sitting near our church here, and one of them was asked by someone who was passing by, "What are you doing?" We are killing ourselves. Very proudly saying that. I mean, I just don't understand what business have they got to kill themselves. How much time it has taken God to create them, and here they are sitting and proudly telling that we are killing ourselves. This is the situation in which I suddenly find myself. So I ask you, what should I do? How should I do? You have to feel responsible in every way of life. But you do not think that there's anything wrong if you are a hanky-panky person. If your feathers are falling everywhere, it's all right. To you, it does not matter, but to the divine, it does. That means a person cannot convey the message of God, cannot communicate the bliss of God, cannot pour that love. We have to become very responsible. In everyday life, I'm not saying that in Sahaja, but in everyday life, how you live, what you do. Are you only worried about yourself, or you are worried about others? Are you responsible for others? I mean, the modern style is not even to wish good morning is regarded bad manners. You see, it is bad manners even to open door to someone is bad manners. They think it is slavish. I mean, all manners and all those things, all responsibility seems to be slavish. And this kind of these modern ideas that are floating in the air, you should throw them away. You have to be human beings of a very great quality. You have to be people who have created new worlds. You are going to create that, I know. You have to just rise up to that point and not to sink into your guilt and say, oh God, what we have been doing. No. Awaken and arise and get it what you have to do. That's what I feel about England. England is so great. And it's the heart. It's the heart. And look at the condition of the heart. Your heart is so weak. There's no heart to anything. All right, you love me. I love you. But what about you loving others? And loving other things. Loving doesn't mean writing love letters. Doing something about it. And that's what the doing something is missing and lacking. And that's what we have to build up over right side. Properly, into proper shape. If we have to really do the cooking, we have to know how to light the fire within us. And not to sit down and worry how to do it. It is a very great thing to come to England for, really. For one reason, that this is the place where Sahaja is going to work out. It is going to circulate in the whole world. I know through you people. But if you do not improve the communication wires of yours, this will completely stagnate. And the responsibility of this stagnation will be on you, the Sahaja Yogis of London. Because you did not put your life together, that's why it did not work. It's a tremendous responsibility. Of course, to be responsible is wrong for wrong things. But not to be responsible for divine work when God has blessed you with self-realization is absolutely against what? Against yourself, against Sahaja. The other personality which I was talking about is Shri Hanumana. Shri Hanumana is such a great, powerful personality about whom I did not tell you. That, Rama once, his brother was hit by an arrow. And Rama said, tell Hanumana that why don't you go and get a particular type of a medicine for him, and you get it on a particular mountain. So you go and get that particular thing. So he had a power. He had 9 powers, Navadha Shaktis he had. 9 powers, by which he could become small, he could become big, and he could lift anything. He had lots of powers like that. So 9, Anima, Lagma, Garima, like that. He could become so heavy that nobody could be lifted. But these are the powers he's got of the right hand side. And so he went down to that mountain And he couldn't see that anywhere. He just couldn't see. He said, why not take the whole mountain? He took the whole mountain on himself and he brought it to Rama and he said, now select whichever one. He could have come back and said, oh, I can't find, I'm sorry, I know I have been useless. If he was an Englishman. But he said, all right, if you want, he brought the whole mountain, now come along, have it. In every way of his life, you see his sense of responsibility and how he carries on. For example, he was sent to Ravana and he was asked by Ravana that he told him that you cannot stay in this place, why did you come here? Actually, first he went to Sita and told her that Sri Rama has sent me, and he showed the ring and she recognized that was the ring of husband. And he said, Mother, if you want, I can take you on my back. But she said, no, already, you see, I am a woman who has come with another man. I don't want to have another bad name, and you will have a bad name, so I will not come. So it's all right. You can go back and tell Rama that I'm all right. You as a husband, come and fight this man. Otherwise, I'm not going to come. So then he was caught up and taken to Ravana. Now Ravana said that you are a monkey, and what have you come to do it? He said that you better release this wife of Sri Rama, and he's such and such. So he said that, you monkey, you are telling me these things? All right. They said, burn his tail. He said, if they burn my tail, I know how to use. He knows how the responsibility of the tail is. He started burning the whole of Lanka with his tail. And he could have said that, all right, he's burnt my thing, I better run away. Why to do such a thing? Better avoid. Get out. Forget it. I'm not going to Rama. He's burned my thing. Tomorrow he'll do something else. He burned the whole of Lanka. The whole of it he burned. Till Ravana had to say that please forgive and go. He did all kinds of tricks to show that he was really powerful. In so many ways of his sense of responsibility and his dedication and love is expressed. But they say that even if you take once his name, whatever work you want to do, it can be done. Any work that you want to be finished will be done, and his day is a Tuesday. On Tuesday, if you request him for anything, he will help you to do the work. But it's not like this that you sit down, now, come along, Hanumana, will you please do this job? But if you are doing the job, then he comes to help you. Means that he activates, and he makes your energy flow into that direction that your work is done. He's so helpful in so many ways that you can't imagine. So many Sahajogis have tried it with them. And he has created such miracles, especially the Australians. Somehow they have such a feeling for him. I know the reason, but they have such a feeling for him that every time anything happening, they tell Hanumana, now please look after us. And they have told me that such miraculous things have happened since they have been using Shri Hanuman. But you must have the vehicle to carry this Hanumana. He's a very subtle deity within you, and if you are irresponsible, he hates such people. He hates. He just can't bear it. He thinks they are absolutely useless people. He doesn't pay attention to such people. Those who are not responsible. They may give any excuses, they may show off, they may do anything. He just doesn't care for such people. He has no love, no respect, no attention for the people who are not responsible. There's a very nice English saying, God help those who help themselves. English language has so many beautiful things in it, all its nursery rhymes and everything. I wish people would not just utter those sayings, but do it. They listen to me, but they don't. Now you have heard me today. You should see how much responsible you are. Now we had our first ashram. And if there are others, please excuse me, because it's an open thing and we have to talk about it. And I was surprised that in our first ashram, when I went there, I was amazed. I mean, young people living like pigs. Couldn't understand. I mean, they are not hippies. They are not taking any smokes, drinks, or anything. They are so irresponsible. They go to the bathroom. They come out as if a bull in a china shop has entered. They really live like that. I was amazed. How could they? And they were all graduates, MADs, PhDs, and everything. I was wondering what has happened to these people. Slowly they improved, but this lot went away, the new lot came in, and a new lot came in. And it's so surprising that once they become responsible and good, some or other Hanumana takes them out. They just get out of it. Now I have to tell you, to determine today, to decide that every moment and movement of your life, you are going to feel responsible as Hanumana does.
Sahaja, Shri Adishakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's keep the attention at the top of the head. And both hands to Shri Mataji photograph. The human beings at this time had to achieve the state. First, to know ourselves. Then to know God within us. And see God within us. Any idea we have about God, we have this connection. We are realized souls. By the grace of Shri Mataji, we can have the state of Nirvichara state, the totalist awareness state. In that state, we can have the Shraddha, is the enlightened bhakti or devotion. And God is the ocean of compassion and love. Let's take the state of Nirvichara. Putting the attention on Shri Mataji's photograph. She's going to absorb all the thoughts. And beyond the state of Nirvichara, we must get the state of Nirvikalpa, when we have no doubts. Let's say first the mantra Shri Nirvichara and then the Shri Nirvikalpa. Om Tvameva Sashat Shri Nirvichara Sashat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sashat Shri Nirvikalpa Sashat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. keeping the attention at the top of the head. And in our right heart. As Shri Mataji said, Shri Rama is giving us this sense of responsibility. And also is teaching us how to respect others and how to respect our own dignity. Shri Mataji, please give us the balance, energy, that we need in our right side. Also, give us a very good quality of people. Please enlighten the actions of our right side, our right heart. Shri Mataji, you who are Shri Ganesha, please make us collective, sensible, real people, and positive instruments to help you in this task. With the powers of Shri Mataji, we can give realizations and transform the humanity. Respecting and being kind, being sweet, and irradiating the peace and the wisdom of meditation. Let's absorb the vibrations of Shri Mataji's talk in silent meditation. Let's keep our attention on Shri Mataji's photograph. And at the top of the head, the sun gives us energy and also light. Let us, for today, please give us humility. The humility we need to forgive ourselves and to forgive others. And give us the light we need to see ourselves, the purity of the heart to accept what is true. Give us peace and dynamism so we can spread the peace to the world. That we can be very positive people. Please keep the vibrations of the meditation for the rest of our day. Thank you so much for giving us realization and for make us a big family. Shri Mataji, you are the doer and you are the enjoyer. Thank you so much for coming to our global morning meditation. For all the blessings and the teachings and the protection, not only of us, but the protection of the whole world. With full devotion, let's bow to Shri Mataji. Then let's do the Namaskar, rise Kundalini, and give us the pendant. Let's see if we have